Hi everyone, this is Gail from Gelli Makes. I hope you're all doing well. So today we're doing a magazine image transfer. I don't tend to do these a lot now because I like to use my own images, but we've got an advert I'm going to use today, and we're going to take that text out when we do the transfer, so I'll do that once we've got it on the plate. And the image that I'm using is from Country Life magazine, which is a UK publication. So I'm going to use my Liquitex Paynes Grey, which is a heavy body, so it's slower drying, but it's not the slowest drying paint you can get. But it's slower drying than your basic acrylics, which is handy for image transfers. So I'm just brayering out a finish layer. We don't want it to be too thick. I call it the Goldilocks moment. So you want to sort of be able to see through your plate. If you can't see through your plate, it's too thick. Okay, so I'm just trying to get like an even texture. You can use a wider brayer for this, but I just was too lazy to get it out today. And what I'm going to do is the side that I want is going to be facing down like that, and then I'm going to give it a rub. So this is from Country Life magazine. And yeah, so I'm rubbing it fairly firmly, not really hard though, because you don't want all the paint to come off the plate. But there we go. So there's our image. The writing is back to front, but obviously when we pull it, it's going to come around the right way. But what I'm going to do, I think, is just... You might want to keep the writing in. I don't want to, so I'm just going to dab that out with my finger. Okay, I just want the window and the quirky bath and all that underneath. So I'm just trying. You could get a cotton bud for this. I probably should do, but I'm being lazy. Sorry, I'm slightly out of shot with that. I had to sort of set up slightly differently today because of the weather. It's quite dull, so this was about the best I could do. Now, I think I'll let it dry and then we'll pull it with a different colour. Okay, so that layer's dry. What I'm going to do initially is go in with a Shimmer and Sheen paint by Sweet Poppy, just to add a sort of layer of shine to the bath, because I like the fact that's how it was in the original picture. So I'm just going to go in. I've got an eyeshadow brush here that I just added to my stash, but you could use a normal brush. And I'm just going to lay that down, and then I'm going to go in with some Pan Pastels generally in the background, and finally we'll pull it with a full acrylic layer. But I'm just going to speed this up a bit so you're not having to watch every single brush stroke. Pan Pastels that I use when I come onto them next, I'll just list in the description so you know what colours they are. They didn't sort of show up that well when I tried to show the names on the back. Didn't want to focus for some reason, but yeah, I'll just pop this on a slightly quicker speed for you so you can see each stage of the process. Okay, I think I forgot to tell you as well that this Sweet Poppy paint that I'm using is actually an acrylic paint, so it works really well on the gel plate, and I probably will get some more of those because I really like that sheen effect it gives. So now I'm moving on to the Pan Pastels, and I'm using a makeup applicator tool. I've got a whole set of them there. They've got great sort of little tips to use. You could also probably use a cotton bud, or you can use brushes, sponges, whatever, but I do like these for laying the pastel down. And I do like this particular brand of Pan Pastels actually. I find that it just it lays down on the plate really well. I've used pastels in the past where they've been quite compacted in the palette, and they just don't seem to give much pigment, but this particular brand works really well, and probably will do a bit more work with these on the plate, I think. So I have got a previous Pan Pastel tutorial on my gel plate playlist, so it's, you know, you can always go and check that one out if you like. But you know, just try different things out. Some things work better than others. Some things might surprise you, you know, so just use what you've got and see what results you can get. But while you're watching me lay down a bit more of this colour, what I just wanted to talk quickly about was image transfer and copyright. So this is from a magazine. The reason I said I like to do my own images now for image transfer is basically because A, I get exactly what I want because I've got control of what the image is. I've taken the picture, whatever. And also because I don't have to worry about copyright. So if I've gone and taken a picture at the beach and then transfer it, that's my picture. It's all good. So for the purpose of this magazine image transfer, I'm basically learning how to image transfer. So it's basically an educational tool, but I'm not planning on earning any money from this. So I don't earn money from YouTube. I'm not monetized. I do have adverts playing on my YouTube, but that's YouTube that have put those there. I don't earn anything because I don't have enough watch hours basically to be monetized. So I will not earn anything from this video. So really this is an educational video and it's teaching others how to image transfer. So that was how I learned how to image transfer, and that's fine. But now, you know, if I did want to take out the worry of somebody else's copyright, the natural step is once you've mastered that to then use your own imagery. And then, like I say, you don't have that problem of worrying about copyright. So I've got plenty of gel plate tutorials in my playlist that show you, you know, the process of getting your own imagery onto the plate. And what I do basically is I might take a photo of something and then I go to my local copy shop and I get it printed as a laser transfer or a laser print. So go back and check out my gel plate playlist. There's plenty on there for that. But I will be doing more of that over the next few tutorials as well, because I think, you know, learning is what a lot of people want to do at the minute for image transfer, and I know it's not easy for people. And you just have to basically trial and error, learn what works for you. So keep an eye on the channel. There will be more videos going up like that. And so now I'm laying down an acrylic layer to pull this with. So I'm using Buff by Dina Wakley. I really like her acrylic paints. And Buff is just a really nice warm colour that I tend to go to a lot. So you get these little tubes for her paints. Looks like I need to order a new one. So yeah, so just quickly going back to that, you know, it's a learning process. I learnt via magazine image transfer and now I prefer to do my own image transfers. So check out my playlist, drop a message in the comments if there's something you're struggling with. I may be able to help, or I may just be able to give you a little bit of encouragement. A lot of people get frustrated and just give up, but you just got to find that Goldilocks moment that I always mention. Just enough paint. Right, so that I was just showing you there. I use Lavinia Stamps watercolour card a lot. Lavinia Stamps are a UK company, and it's just a lovely thickness of card. I think it's about 300 GSM, and you guarantee you can pull with that without any tears generally. You know, it's not going to wrinkle, it's not going to crinkle. It's just a really good strength card. So what I know with confidence I can do with that as well is I can leave it on the plate for a few minutes, pop a couple of books on top, and it's not going to start sticking to the plate and tearing, and I can just pull that with confidence, which you'll see when I get to that stage in a few minutes. So I hope that's kind of helped. I know I've babbled on for quite a while, but I know a lot of people I've seen on sort of various groups on Facebook recently have kind of, you know, been struggling with image transfer, and just a little bit of advice, a little bit of encouragement, and to say that it doesn't always work. You know, even for us that have been doing them for a long time, it doesn't always work. I'm going to put out another video soon, which is another magazine image transfer. It went wrong, but I'm going to show you the fail, and then I'm going to show you it working. So I know a lot of people have put a fail video up in the past. Well, fail and then sort of working. People like that because they can relate to that. And obviously I've been there, you're there at the moment. Maybe you mastered it now and you know, you totally get it. We understand your pain in not being able to do the image transfer. Oh, boingy camera there. I kind of knocked my camera as I was trying to pull this off. But do you see what I mean? I'm pulling off that card. It's pulling it all up. There's a little bit of pan pastel left behind, but look at how I can just pull that up and not worry about any tears on my card. Brilliant. Really recommend that particular type of card. Or, you know, if you can't get that, look for a 300 GSM or more. Good, thick strength card that takes a lot of mixed media, a lot of water, a lot of battering basically. And then I can just give it a bit of a bend just to get it to straighten out. So yeah, there's the pulled piece. Now I will go in and add more detail with a Micron pen and a white Uni-ball pen as well, because you know, I feel like it needs a little bit something more. Like the walls at the side are very plain, so probably go in and do a few sort of shaded areas and a few highlights basically. And here's the finished piece. So I've done those shadows and highlights that I mentioned, and really pleased with the end result. So I do hope you've enjoyed this tutorial and found it useful. If you have, if you could drop me a like and subscribe to the channel, that would be awesome. I'll also say as well, drop me any comments, let me know where you're at in your gel plate journey. How are you getting on with image transfer? Is it something you're still trying to master? I always like to sort of read comments, and hopefully we can all sort of share a bit of love of the craft and a bit of encouragement, because it can be a tricky journey, but well worth it. So like I say, I've got my gel plate playlist as well on my page, so check that out for some more tutorials. I've got quite a few experimental tutorials on there as well, so there's lots to look at. So hope you have a great week crafting, guys, and take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.